God, this is so unbelievably awkward, but
I've never seen you feel...
Well, I gotta tell you, in a way, you coming on the show is a godsend in a lot of ways, I'll tell you. It's nothing bad news, not bad news at all, but you're such a nice guy, and, you know, I feel like we're friends and everything.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've dealt with what I'm about to tell you in a lot of ways, but I have such a unique problem because of who I am and everything. Years ago, I was on the road doing stand-up. One of the first times I ever did stand-up on the road. And I was rooming with a guy who told me he was a homosexual. And, you know, I was fresh out of, you know, working on the docks in Jersey, not really that refined and everything, but it's even hard to say out loud because it's something that would be such an impact in my world. I'm really tortured by it. There's no other way to tortured by it. Feelings of disappointing my father and all these other things. But anyway, we were drunk and this kid came on to me.
Yeah.
And in the bar, he tries to kiss me. Yeah. And I was like...
in the bar?
In a bar.
Other people there?
Yeah. And I reacted and I'm really like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you that...
the guy should have known better, too.
Yeah. I gotta tell you that I would have been lying if I didn't say that there were some confusing, conflicting feelings I had in my head and physically that were making me really scared. And when we got back to the room, he was apologizing. And I kissed him. I kissed him on the lips.
That's when I would have burst out laughing.
A full-blown
Yeah.
No, I was believing
kiss with tongues and everything, and he couldn't believe it. And I told him, I said, listen, I didn't think I had any of this in me, and maybe I was repressing it. And he told me the same exact story. It was so freeing, first of all.
Yeah, right.
As I'm sure you know. Well, maybe in... Well,
I think I know what you're leading
But
to.
I was so... it was so freeing.
Yeah.
And we just let it all go. And
you know, I'm really touched that you're sharing this with me.
well, I got to tell you, George, you're such a compassionate, nice person, and you know my life and my comedy and what I'm based on and everything.
Right.
And I hate myself for jokes I've made. I got to tell you, it's never happened again. Now, this was when I was 24 years old, but we had full gay sex. We had I gave him oral, he gave me oral. I fucked him in the ass, and he fucked me in the ass. And this was like,
my God!
That's why the movie Brokeback Mountain.
Right.
I went and I related to it. Like we just couldn't. We couldn't help each other.
This is all improvisational, right?
And I apologized. I started to cry in his arms because I had reacted so violently in the bar. And I said, I clearly was probably giving off vibes that I might be interested. And he goes, yeah, you were. Believe it or not, you were. And that's why I did it. I would never do that if I didn't feel that way. And he saw my act, and a lot of it was homophobic type comedy.
You use the F word, you know. And I
know. And
but
I'm telling you, I feel like such a hypocrite, George.
No, don't. Because, you know, we all like to feel that we're unique and individual. We know our identity, you know.
Right.
But your experience is a common one with a lot of guys.
Really?
Straight guys. A lot of straight guys.
But they're not straight, then.
Well, no. Because the human animal is pansexual.
Right.
But then, we have the wirings in us, and the social forces that shape us, But, your experience, animals have same-sex experiences.
Right. There's homosexuality in the animal world.
In monkeys, in insects and birds. We'd like
birds and insects.
And birds,
really?
and insects,
wow.
and like penguins,
Right.
it's quite. They connect with
it's a common thing.
Same sex, and it happens. It's the male that warms the eggs,
Right.
So we human animals have this pan thing. Yes, procreation is by opposite thing. Those are the mechanics, and that shapes the social values, the civilized society's values. But you're not that unique.
Right.
We all share that, but in many of us, the one side becomes more defined. I know that when I was a child, and in grammar school, I knew who attracted me more than
right.
the
You
other.
knew right.
I knew right away. I thought Bobby was, Richard was, all those other kids.
I was see what happened was I tried to make relationships work with women, and it just never works. And I've been suppressing this, and in a way, through my brand of humor or whatever.
Who you are.
God, I feel like such a hypocrite. I gotta tell you, I cry myself to sleep at night because I feel like I am fucking betraying myself, and I wanna come.